Fairly OddParents ran from March 30th, 2001 to July 26, 2017. In 2003, the second of 4 games made about the series was released, The Fairly OddParents Breaking the Rules. The game was released for the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, Game Boy Advance, and the PC. The PC and Game Boy Advance versions are fairly different than their console counterparts, so this video will be focusing on the console versions. Let's crack into this thing.
THQ.
This game, unsurprisingly, was published by none other than THQ. THQ was the king of licensed video games during the 2000s. It was developed by Blitz Games. They made a good chunk of THQ's games back then. The game opens with Timmy's parents, who are leaving for the weekend and have left Timmy with Vicky, his babysitter. Timmy then tries to make a wish, but after being reminded of the rules controlling what he can wish for, he wishes he didn't have to follow them. Cosmo then destroys them, causing Vicky to obtain possession of them. Because of this, all of Vicky's wishes will be granted. Timmy and his fairies are then taken to Fairy Court, where they are told they have 49.5 hours to get the pages back. The plot is fairly simple and barely makes any sense. Thankfully, the plot is not very intrusive throughout the game, because many of the levels can be played in any order. To say it simply, the gameplay mechanics in Breaking the Rules are boring and not well designed. The camera is fine, but it does get hung up on certain things. Timmy has a double jump, which would be more useful if controlling him didn't feel like controlling a sack of bricks. I would try to make a jump, but just miss, over and over and over again. The game is split into 10 levels, which you access from Timmy's house. Timmy's house is arguably the best part of the whole game, as the hub is really fun to explore and allows you to select each level. Each level has a different theme and usually comes with a weapon or two for that level. One of my favorites was Time Warped, which has Timmy go from time period to time period fixing things that Vicky had wished to be something else. I also really enjoyed Crash Landing, at least the first half of it. You get to explore Timmy's neighborhood and destroy some of the houses. However, in the second half, you have to use a jetpack, which barely has enough fuel to get through some of the jumps on the level. This segment in particular, I had to reset multiple times, because for some reason, some of the jumps are just ridiculously precise. My overall favorite has to be the Vicky virus. The level is in this video game world and is quite expansive, even having a boat to travel on. It has a few mini games throughout, which are easy and fun to get through. The boss is really interesting too, with arguably the only good fight in the game and a bunch of good one-liners such as a reference to One Blue Hedgehog. The game has a few horrible levels though. Bad Luck 101 has Crocker in it with his own meter to tell you when he gets close. However, the meter goes from green to dead immediately, defeating the whole point of it. And if Crocker catches you, you immediately die. A Dog's Life has Timmy turn into a dog, which is fine until you make him do tight platforming. Shameless Blunder, while having some sick boss fights, has you collect the same 5 stars 3 separate times. Speaking of collectibles, this game has 4 main kinds. Stars, which you collect 5 at a time so you can make a wish and move on. The worst part about these stars is that sometimes you have to chase them around before collecting them for no reason. Then there are crowns and Timmy heads. 100 crowns equals 1 Timmy head, and each Timmy head gives you a 1-up, which would be more useful if the game wasn't painfully easy. Finally, there are an optional kind of collectible called Crimson Chin cards, which allow you to unlock clips in the main menu. The writing in this game, while trying to capture the energy of the show, falls short. The game doesn't allow for multiple characters to talk at the same time, which leads to moments like this.
That was fun! Can we do it all again? No! No!
The game looks fine for the time it came out, but the facial expressions never seem to match up. The game just seems off in a way that is hard to explain. If you've watched the show, you'll know what I mean. Fairly OddParents Breaking the Rules is an okay adaptation of the show. The game is somehow painfully easy at times and incredibly frustrating at others. I'm giving this game a 4 out of 10.